Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Just wanted to check in real quick, give my little thought of the day or of the week, because I don't know how many times I can get on Facebook Live right now with all that's going on. But I just want to discuss some sales skills, and I've been noticing it over the last couple of weeks. And every time I get off a phone with a sales call, or every time, and when I say sales call, I mean people calling into me, and I don't begrudge them for calling me. They should pick up the phone and call. That's a lost art. But there's certain things you want to do if you're on a sales call. And I know there's a lot of people I teach, and a lot of my assistants or my virtual assistants have gone out and actually made outbound calls for me. And there's certain things that I would be upset if I found that they were doing. Or I'm going to talk about certain emails real quick. And once again, I always learn there's only one time you have to make that first impression on somebody. You can't change that. Once you do that, it's done. So some of the things I'm going to talk about is, if you pick up a phone and you call me, and you're a sales organization, you're trying to sell me something. When I pick up the phone and you right away go into a sales pitch. Hi, Dan, boom, sales pitch. You don't even ask how I'm doing. You don't ask if this is the right time for me, if I'm busy, if I have a couple minutes to speak. And then you don't listen to what I say. You're not somebody I ever will be interested in doing business with you. You're not somebody I ever want to talk to again. I'll probably ignore your calls from now on, because I very rarely even pick up phone numbers that I don't know. I do it only because we're in the business, and sometimes I have to. But I don't begrudge people from calling me, because they should. And I taught many businesses how to be cold callers. I built those businesses up. I consulted with sales organizations on how to do that. And you do got to pick up the phone. That's a lost art. People don't do that. But when you pick up that phone and you get somebody on the phone and you get that the chance to build rapport, don't jump into what you could do for me. Jump in what do I need? Pick up the phone and say, hey, Dan, how are you? This is so-and-so. I'm from such and such company. Okay, a lot of times I get hello, and then, hi, Dan, this is Jim. Okay, who are you? Where are you from? And what do you want? They don't ask you if it's a good time to speak. And if you tell them it's not a good time to speak, they still keep going with their pitch. They don't stop. They're like a robot. And I don't know who's teaching these people, and I hope they're being taught. They're not just saying, here, here's a phone book, go call people. But that's something you really need to do, okay? It's so important to build that reputation. And it goes back to my training days when I trained cold callers how to pick up a phone and call businesses or call people. It's a game changer. The other thing is, when you're dealing with somebody, and I just dealt with this, and I'm going to put it out there. I'm not going to say names. But when you're dealing with somebody and they're experiencing an industry, that the hardest thing in this industry, and I'm just trying to put this out the right way without sounding ignorant. In this industry, everybody's out there and they're trying to find the right people to deal with. And when I say that, it's there's so many scammers out there. There's so much noise out there. There's so many people. I get complained. I hear it all the time. Oh, we don't know who to buy notes from. We don't know who to do business with. This person's screwing us around with turnkey rentals. This person's not honest. This person's a daisy chain. Well, when you're dealing with somebody who's not a daisy chain, who's someone real, and I hope my reputation precedes myself, and it says I'm real in this business. I mean, I do business. You work with me, you're working direct. I don't deal with wholesaling. I don't deal with daisy chains. I don't deal with brokering. And if I do, I would let you know up front, hey, this is not for me. If you want it, it's yours. We'll work out a fee and we'll be done. I don't play that game because my reputation means more to me than anything in this business, because you don't have a second chance to make a good first impression. That's what it's all about, reputation, doing what you say you're going to do. Don't waste people's time. Well, a situation came over. I don't like selling my partials, okay? I'm doing a favor for a newbie in the business. I'm selling them a rock-solid partial, ridiculous deal I'm giving them. Why am I doing it? One is to help somebody out that really wanted a partial, and I gave him one of my best ones just so I know he's going to be taken care of, with the ability to buy this thing back if the person doesn't pay. And I said, I don't make guarantees, but I'd almost make a bet that this person will not only pay, but pay on time every single time. And if they don't, I'd almost bet you more money than you paid for it, because I know it's going to happen. They actually call. I'm just so shocked that I really am. It's not even. It's shocking. I don't even want to. They actually nickel and dime me to split like a $75 fee they have to pay for servicing. You believe that? They want me to pay $37.50 if they get. I said, are you serious? You're trying to deal with, you're new in the business. You're trying to deal with real people, and you're going to ask somebody to pay your fee? I said, I'd rather take you out to lunch for $75 than pay $37.50 on principal. Now I don't even want to sell you the parcel because I don't want to sell it in the first place. I was doing you a favor. Do you see how you come across in this business? Something so stupid. I'd rather take $37, go outside and throw it in the drain, or give it to some homeless person, buy them lunch. It's going to do a lot more than somebody who doesn't need the money, whether they do or not. You don't ask somebody that owns a note to split your fee with you. That's the most ridiculous thing in the world. And then you wonder why you're not getting calls back from banks, why asset managers aren't dealing with you. And then you get asked me questions, how do you get all your deals? Because I would never think of doing something like that. In fact, I'd probably not only buy the deal, but I'd make sure I sent you and your wife out to dinner on me and probably send you a gift for hooking me up with that deal. Because it's such a rock solid deal in this industry, and we all know that people are having trouble getting good deals. So you're dealing with me direct, the person that owns this deal, the person that has a performing note for 2 years with equity, skin in the game, in non-owner occupied, with an investor, serviced, underwritten. You can't get any better than that. And I'm giving it to you with double-digit returns, and you're going to actually ask me to split your fee. Now, I'm not going to tell you who did this. I pretty much reamed them, but educated them online, and I hope they take that and they use that to benefit themselves in the course of their business dealings, because they'll never deal with somebody ever real in this business that they treat them like that. Okay, I'm going to chalk it up to being new and educating them. I don't do it lightly, and I apologize for being so brash, but I was brash because I'm teaching a business. And I said, we're going back and forth with these emails. You know how much I charge the coach per hour? And you just wasted my time for somebody I don't even want to sell. I have no problem canceling the deal. I want to keep the deal. I'm doing you the favor. You're not doing me the favor. And I know it sounds pompous, but when you come off as pompous as you came off to me, saying to split your fee, and then you just wasted my time saying, I just figured I'd ask the question. And I'm sure you're out there listening. You know who you are on this. Maybe you want to apologize in front of everyone. I don't know. And just say what you thought. I don't know. I don't want you to embarrass yourself, but I am going to tell you that was a life lesson I just taught you. And I'm still going to go through and I'll sell you the partial because I gave my word I would sell it. But I really don't want to. And I really don't want to deal that much with you anymore unless I see you change the way you act. Because if you're there to take advantage of me over $37.50 when I just did you that humongous favor and you can't find deals in the industry, then I don't know if you're the right person in my mix because I don't deal with people like that. I keep my sphere of influence now is like this. It's a rock. Or I go like this, right? As Greg Reed says, and he's one of my mentors, put sand in your hand, go like this, right? And as the sand starts slipping out, you open your hand and you'll see the real people left in your life. And that's the kind of people I'm going to deal with. And what you just did is you're the sand slipping through my fingers, okay? And I'm just putting it out there because I do a lot of these Facebook Lives, and a lot of them are how-tos and why-tos. How-tos and how to get to the passive lifestyle you're looking to do. And everyone's asking me how I'm doing it, what am I doing, how am I living the life I want, how am I able to run for a state rep right now, how do I have the time, how do I go on vacations all summer, how do I sit on the beach, how do I go on a boat, because I've done everything I'm telling you to do. And that's why our podcast is going to be launching, I'm hoping in the next, we're done with it. The podcast is done. It's called, I'll show you this, just so you see it is done. There's my microphone cover, Passive to Prosperous. That is done. We've already recorded a couple shows. I think we have 4 shows recorded. Once we got, I think, to 10, 15 shows, we're going to send it in, and then we're going to launch everything. So just keep an eye out for that. That will be coming, okay? So let me turn this off. Jeez, I forgot to turn that off. Another call. It's probably a sales call coming in. Who knows? Tony, let's answer some questions on here. Tony, so Elizabeth, thank you for your support here. I love it. The hearts, the fist, I love it. Tony, yes. Cody, thanks, Cody. I appreciate that. So are you, bud. You know, it's breath of fresh air to see your stuff out there from Oregon. And I know we haven't seen each other in a while, but I'm watching you. I see what you're doing. You're doing great stuff. I love it. You know, people like you in the industry are going to go very far because you do it the right way. And you've been in the business a while, but you understand relationships are everything. Sometimes the deal doesn't work out, and that's fine. It doesn't hurt the relationship as long as you're honest and you don't take advantage of people. So, Tony, partials are buying payments. So, for instance, I have notes that are usually 10, 15 years, sometimes a little less, but most of them are 10 to 15 years in amortization. I have an investor that comes to me and they say, okay, I can't buy your whole note. I can only buy a partial. I only have $20,000 or $30,000. So then we look at what kind of return you need. Most investors are happy with an 8 to 10% return on a performing note. So we sell them a partial note. So we don't sell them the whole note. We don't sell them 100 payments. We might sell them 30, 40 payments, whatever it might be. So we're selling a partial. And then after that 30th payment, the 31st reverts back to me and I get the end of it. So it allows investors to get in the game. I don't like to sell a lot of them because that's how I built my business. In the beginning, I sold a lot of them to recoup some of my money up front. But now that's how I live with passive income by being the bank. That's part of my program, and that's what I teach people in our program is how to get to the point where you become the bank and live on passive income. So we take a non-performing asset and turn it into a performing asset, selling those and holding a note for the most part, if we could. So I hope that answered your question, Tony. If it didn't, feel free to message me or email me, and I'd be happy to help you and explain that a little bit more. I just don't want to make this a partial training, but I want to give you that answer. So I hope that helped. Dave, thanks so much. Dave, you're already someone like Dave's on the right path. Follow him. He's newer in the industry, but he's a go-getter. He's a hustler, and he's an action taker, and he's investing in himself. Never would say anything like I was told today. And Dave's going to get that. I want to see his videos coming. He's got some videos coming, I'm sure. So you might see his testimonial on us. We forced him to do it, but once again, he took action. He listened, he took action, so he's going to be very successful. Thanks, Houdini. I appreciate it. You too, bud. Houdini, you're killing it out there in Philly. He's teaching his own classes, got a nice following, so you're the same way. And I love your story. Left the 9 to 5, and he's killing it out there, teaching people how to kill it out there. So you guys should be following him too. He's teaching people and investors in Philly how to live that passive lifestyle with rental properties. They're doing it good out there. I mean, they're killing it out there. So, it's his niche. I'm not really in the niche. I'm in the higher end properties and seller financing. But everyone has a niche. Like if you're into Section 8, I tell you follow my friend Carmelo. He's killing it there in Jersey. So everyone's got their niche, but whatever it is, stay focused and do the best you could. Don't be all over the place. Hope I explained. I'm reading a question, Tony. I think I explained the partial process to you. Thanks, Dave. Dave, like I said, I'm definitely not the man. I just provide tools. It's I'm not. There's no rocket science behind what I do. It's just giving you the tools you need to do it and the materials you need to do it, and then you have to take action. If you don't take action, then there's nothing I can do to help you. But you're taking action, so I give you the props. You're the man, bud. No questions asked. You jumped in. You're like, hey, where's your course? How do I buy it? I literally in 5 minutes, it was bought. You did what you had to do. You went through it. You're killing it now. You're starting to kill it for the amount of time you're in the business. I think you're doing a great job. So I'm looking forward to see your success. If I can help you in any way, I'm here. Let's do it. All right. If anyone else has any questions on here, but basically I want to sum this up once again. Just remember, you only have one chance to make that first impression. If you're going to get on a sales call, you're going to be – I know a lot of people out there are calling sellers right now to buy properties. Make sure you get on the phone, introduce yourself, ask them if it's a good time to speak. That's the first thing you do. If they say no, great. Is there a better time? If they say no, hang up, and that's it. Just move on. Do not – and listen to them. If they tell you they want vanilla ice cream, give them vanilla. Don't give them chocolate. Can't tell you how many people I told – listen, it's not even on my radar right now. I'm going to look at this again when I'm done with certain things in my business. Right now, I can't look at it. And they're like, well, when can I follow up with you, next week or the week after? I'm like, didn't I just tell you? Listen to what I say. They give you one mouth and two ears for a reason. Or read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Those who listen more are respected. Those who shut up and listen are liked a lot more than those who talk. Okay? Peanut short version, you remember. Tony, yeah, I'll definitely shoot me a message. Shoot me a message on Facebook, and I'll respond with and answer any questions you have. Hopefully, I can help. Houdini is switching to seller finance low to building portfolio property now, but doing such. Great. Houdini, you're in the right. I did the same thing years and years and years ago. Built up, do what you got to do to build up those properties. And that's what I do. In fact, I just got off the phone today. We sold 3 turnkey rentals. We sold 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. We sold 2 more in Alabama, closing another one next week in Alabama. These people are doing the same exact thing. They have to acquire properties first. However you acquire them. We're taking down a ton of, I'm looking at a spreadsheet right here. If I showed you my, watch, I'll take this off here. I'm just going to turn this because I'm going to turn my other screen. You can see my spreadsheet, all the properties, right, in Dayton. And so I think we have, sorry, I know I'm not doing a technology thing. I'm not doing share screen, but I got like 3 screens. It's like being in Cape Canaveral here in a space center. I'm looking at, 20-something assets that we're closing on in Dayton, hopefully. So those are all going to turn into turnkey rentals. From turnkey rentals, they're going to turn into seller finance notes or cash deals to investors. Why? In my own portfolio now, I only keep higher end rentals. When I say high end, they wouldn't work for investors. They work for us because we pay down all our debt. We take all our cash on a monthly basis and pay down our notes. So it's a different, from my own portfolio, it's way different. We own a bunch of doors. We work on passive income. We work on high-level rentals, high-level notes. These are great for investors. The numbers work, so you got to make sure the numbers work for your investors. They're going to see a decent enough return when you hold in a note. And we could talk about if you guys want to go out, you could kind of see I did and I'm not selling anything here. I'm giving you the free training. I did a whiteboard training, and I made that my free video training. This is not an ad for it. But if you go to passivewealthacademy.com, and share that out to your friends, you'll see the whiteboard training that I did. It's like a 8 to 10 minute whiteboard training for a huge property management company out in Alabama. And that'll give you an idea of my business model. A quick overview, obviously. You're not going to be able to run the business after seeing that. But if you want to kind of see what we do, our returns, especially when we used to sell our partials, were essentially infinite within 12 to 24 months. So that's our model, and it works for us. We buy certain properties in certain areas. We run them the right way. If you do that and you're consistent, you're going to hit your goals. It's not going to be a problem. The economy doesn't matter to you. The gas prices don't matter. The taxes don't matter. You're going to hit your goals. It happens. I've been through 3 market cycles already, and I haven't been hurt other than some dollars on paper, which came right back. So I'm not going to get into that here. I wanted to keep this conversation really about, sales skills, your reputation, how to treat people, taking action, doing what you say you're going to do. Don't waste people's time. That will get you to where you want to be in this business rather than going to all these meetups and all these RIA groups and all these traveling, all these events. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of traveling to these events and speaking at these events. And every event I come back and I assess, is this worth it? Is it worth to go to this event again? Should I speak at this event? Did I make a difference in somebody's life? Did it make a difference in my life? Do I want to spend time away from my family? Do I want to spend time away from my business, going to an event like this? And most of the times it's turning out to be no. Unfortunately, it's turning out to be no, because what happens, you go to the same events over and over again. You see the same people who over and over again, same people who aren't taking action over and over again. The same people are telling you they want something in your life, but they're not taking action in their life to make that happen. If you tell me you want to live passively for the rest of your life and you don't have an exit strategy in mind, or you're putting stuff on Facebook, that's wrong. And it's another thing, guys. Really go back to my videos, go to my YouTube page and watch how to treat people, how to treat investors. When you're putting stuff on Facebook and you're jeopardizing people's money and you're brand new in the industry, first of all, I almost think you should have to disclose how much time, how many deals you've done in the industry. I think you should have to disclose that. I mean, geez, before you give anyone $1, ask them, show me your last 10 deals. Show me good ones, show me bad ones, show me what happened. Like, why aren't you doing due diligence on the people you work with? I'm seeing people, and I don't mention names, I never do. It's your choice to do due diligence or not. Buyer beware. If you want to trust people handing you money, but man, how many people are out there asking for joint venture partners when they don't have a clue what they're doing? Their exit strategy is, hey, we're going to get this loan modified with the borrower. Well, what happens if you have to foreclose? Well, we're going to sell it to an investor. Oh, okay. Okay, because an investor is going to pay you full price. You're the only one. They'll pay you full price. It doesn't happen. Plan for the worst. If the worst works, then it's a deal. Okay? If you cannot foreclose on that property and fix it up and still make money, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't joint venture with people. Don't ask them for money. Don't give them money. My rule on seller finance notes, just so you know, is I'm not going to hold a note on a property I'm not willing to own in my portfolio. What does that do? That shows people that my reputation means that I'm willing to hold out my portfolio, so I'm putting myself on the line. Okay, that goes a long way. If you're not willing to do that, then don't ask people for money. Don't joint venture with them. God, if you're brand new in the business, oh my God, just tell people you're brand new. Say, hey, listen, you put up the money, I'll do the work. Let's do this together. Don't, and do not ever, and it's out there right now, do not ever promise returns on Facebook. Please don't do that. Okay? You just, not that you could ruin your own business, but what I love this business so much because it's afforded me the lifestyle that I have for myself, my family. I'm running for office right now. One of the reasons I'm running for office is, to help our state fight Dodd-Frank because of the unscrupulous business practices that were done by the banks back in the 2006 to 2009 range. That has caused us so much distress in this business and hurt our business so much, and actually put me in the business where I don't want to write mortgages anymore. So I gave up my license, my broker's license, and I have a banking license, and I don't want to do it because it's so overregulated by the government. I don't want to be involved. Okay, do you want to do that to this business as well? Do you want to hurt our business that bad? These new people in the industry are being taught the wrong way, and they're going to be in and out of this business like they're in and out of every business they've ever been in. Every get-rich-quick scheme, that's what's happening in this business, and I'm not going to let it happen. Okay? So I cannot wait till people like this are just thrown out of business, but it's not going to happen unless you start questioning everybody that is asking you to joint venture with them on a deal. Ask them questions. Trust but verify. Ask everybody questions. I love when people question me. I just got on the phone today with a client who questioned me. We've been speaking for months. She's buying a property in Alabama. She questioned me. She had tons of questions. She's got a doctorate. She's an educator. She had tons of questions. And she thanked me up and down and was first apologized. And I said, absolutely not. You should be asking questions. Why would you give your money to somebody you don't ask questions to? Okay? I want you to question. I want you to understand. I want you to know the risks. I want you to know the plan. I want you to know the risk. I want you to know everything there is to do. Okay? So remember, I'm going to get off this call now, this Facebook Live. But remember, your sales skills are huge. Learn those. Practice them. Read up on them. Maybe do sales presentations. Go to sales events instead of like every mixer you can go to, every meetup you can go to with investors who all do the same thing, and most of them don't take action. Okay? You run in the back of the room, they sell you something. Go to a sales presentation. Learn how to do sales skills. Learn how to build rapport with your sellers, with your buyers, with your investors, with your asset managers, with your bank, with your attorneys. Learn how to build rapport. That's huge. That's your business changer right there. That's the golden nugget of the call. Build rapport. And you have one shot, just one, not two, one shot to make a first impression. Remember that. And with that, I'm going to wish you all the best. Stay good.